Da 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 da. Anyway, I am singing a little theme song of one of the top television shows of all time, and we have one of the actresses from that show today. She is always in our hearts, and whenever I think of the Brady Bunch, I think of this wonderful woman, Miss Susan Olsen.
Ooh, look at my hands just
Oh my God!
disappear.
Look
Yeah.
at that set. I love your house.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been in hypersleep for a while, but came out to do the HGTV show. And now I'm back on the mothership, the Nostromo.
Listen, can I come? Oh my God, I want to get
Oh, you might get a little heartburn.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, right. Okay, class, what movie is that background from? Fun. Yes, exactly.
See, they got it.
Alien.
Yes,
Alien.
Trolls. No. Yeah,
Right.
it happens to be my favorite movie, and a lot of my students tease me about that. In fact, I had one little girl. Her dad really likes the movie too, and she brought me a little statue that he made out of motorcycle parts.
Oh wow.
It's a xenomorph of my very own. That I'm kind of obsessed with Alien. I don't really pursue acting.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Alien. Now
I
this
don't
is
pursue
from
acting, but
Alien,
if I
not
could be in an Alien movie,
Oh, well, I think you should make it happen. Manifest.
I wish. Well, if it's just about where your thinking leads you, it should happen.
Right? Oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
um,
But I tend to think of it as a perfect movie because my enjoyment of movies is not just from an actor's standpoint. I'm really into, I'm very into the music in movies, the editing, everything that goes into them. And I like to dabble a little bit in everything that goes into them, particularly editing.
do you write music as well?
I will be. The music, okay, I teach a film production class and I teach for children. So, we're not talking about the kind of productions that would come out of college.
Yeah.
These are funky little things, some of the weirdest things you've ever seen. And it's amazing that we can work so hard and it all comes out so funky. But it's to get kids to think, it's for my acting students, to get them to think of everything else that goes behind the work. And we come up with the ideas and try to get everybody's ideas in there. A premise, maybe a genre, and then I write the script and we shoot it. And there's almost always some green screen that we do because like you hear most actors say that they really wish they were directors. Not me. I wish I was in special effects.
I love
And
it.
if I had a do-over, I would probably, for one, I would go to cinema school. I would have gone to filmmaking school at USC. And or my art career would have been in special effects rather than fashion.
Do you still enjoy acting?
So that's what we do. We put together these crazy, strange little movies. And my favorite part is at the end, putting the music in. And I always pay for the music because I believe in supporting artists, but there are so many people that just put their stuff out there. And then my best friend was in town from New York, and she's a drummer, and I'm like a really, really terrible bass player. And she always drags me out to a rehearsal studio and tries to get me in touch with my musical side.
Yeah.
And I got a music program and an interface so that maybe I can start recording things. And I realized I have all these loops that come with the program. It's so easy. It's going to be so easy to score a little movie. So I'm going to be doing that from now on too.
I love that. I love that.
It makes it more fun.
Do you have a music partner?
No. Well, kind of. I mean, Andrea, my best friend, she's a partner. My son is a bit of a partner, trying to make our computers work together so that maybe we can make a song together while he's stuck in the other valley. We're in this lockdown and I can't visit him.
I know.
But I can see him, through technology, so that's really good.
Thank God.
And right now, I would have called off the class because I only have 2 students in my filmmaking class. But it was such a challenge that I decided to go ahead with it. We are going to have to make our little student film using Zoom. So we're making it based entirely on social media.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of movies, Searching is one of them, that were based, pretty much all you see is a computer screen.
Right.
So that's going to be our challenge. And I started to ask you something last night, and my ADD got the better of me, and I never completed the question. But I would like to use you, and it only amounts to using your picture in a fake Facebook site. But yeah. I was storing these. I have 2 students who are young girls, and I was storing their pictures and just happened to come by the picture of you holding the heart.
Oh.
And I went, he's Mr. Merkin. He's perfect. He's the perfect guy to play this girl's favorite teacher.
Oh.
So you're her science teacher, if you agree.
I would love to be. I would love to be.
Awesome.
Yes. Is it now? Are these scripts written? Are they improvised? Are they a mix?
It's written. It's right here. Only 18 pages.
Okay.
But because we try to make them 15 to 30 minutes, and but there's going to be a lot of improvisation too.
Okay.
In fact, I was telling the girls that I'd like to do each scene according to script and also just improvised, because it's 2 girls in social media, and in order to keep that engaging, I think it has to be as natural as possible.
Right. Wow. Now, what are the ages of the class? I mean, for the students, for the classes you teach?
They go from 6 to 18. Generally speaking, I don't usually have anybody over the age of 16.
Okay.
But, and I have had some 5-year-olds, but they were able to read. For regular acting class, it's fine if they can't read. But for the filmmaking class, they really need to be able to read their script.
Okay. Well, that's good to know for those people out there who would love to get in touch with you to be in your workshop.
Yeah, that'd be great. Although, I will always make exceptions too, because, if they've got a parent who will work with them on memorization, actually the little kids end up working harder than the big kids because they have to memorize.
Yeah.
Because they can't walk out on stage holding a script.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm under 18 so I can be in your film.
That's right. Yes, but only for a couple more months.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, so when you do these films, do you film it all at once? Do you do bits and pieces of it? How does that work?
Well, they started out as acting camps, which I will still do, where the kids come in every day for 5 days. It's like a little summer camp.
Right.
And we do it during school holidays. And those are pretty hectic. But, the first day will be coming up with the ideas. I try to have a script by the second day, but it's much better when I have a whole session to teach a class, because I have a week in between sessions. So the shortest session is 8 weeks. So you figure, you know, you've got a good 5 sessions of filming.
Oh, good.
It gets hectic when I do the camps.
Yeah.
And I'm having to edit everything each night. But, you know, when I teach the class, I have a whole week to edit things before we get back together.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. That is fun. And you've been doing this how long?
The filmmaking probably, the camp started out maybe 4 years ago, and then teaching it as an actual class where, like, I'll bring in other films and have kids look at them. I'll bring in the laptop and show them different things that I'm doing and how to edit. I like getting them involved in what music should I use and things like that. And that I've been doing for just under 2 years.
Nice. Nice. Well,
But I mean, they're weird. These are weird productions because they try to take everybody's ideas.
well, I mean, look at some of the best films are, you know, weird.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Twin Peaks.
Oh, well, see, I love that. Oh, and I want to do a technique. Now I want to show the kids the in the original series, there were scenes, or at least one dream sequence that was filmed backwards. So everybody had to do their lines backwards, and then it was run forward. So you could have somebody, you know, do some impossible physical feat in the scene, and the whole thing was just so surreal. But the actors had to learn their lines phonetically backwards.
Wow.
Oh that was a
I don't know if I could do that.
Oh my. It's a challenge, but you know, I think that's a pretty cool special effect.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else is up with you? That is wonderful. By the way, I want to thank you for your visits to Meet the Biz, Performing Arts Studio West, for Actors for Autism. I mean, you are such a loving, giving human being.
Oh, thank you. It's easy. I mean, it's always been fun. My son is on the spectrum. He's actually a pretty good actor. I haven't seen it yet. But, well, I mean, he used to sit in on my classes now and then.
Right.
And,
well, I remember he came to Actors for Autism.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah, loved meeting him.
Oh, he's a doll. He's so unique and I think he's such a good example of what I call living with artism. Because, you know, autism very often is a window into the artistic realm. Right. And I've always thought, well, also because people used to talk in front of him and they talk about his autism and he's autistic. And I said, Mike, do you know what that means? That you're autistic? And he said, yeah. I said, well, what does it mean? He goes, it means I draw really well. I said, that's right. It's because you can do those things that you see the world a little differently. And so sometimes some things are harder for you, and that's why you have a lady that helps you and blah, blah, blah. And I really do think that the parallels are absolutely there. I've always felt like my brain wasn't wired normally.
You know, I still, you know, the word normal, Chris Hendricks, a friend of mine, musician who we interviewed the other day, amazing guy.
Oh, yes.
He has, he does shirts, and one of it says, define normal. And it's funny because when Jerry Jewell and I interviewed and hung out with Norman Lear, she was wearing her Define Normal, but it looked like Define Norman.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So
Cool.
I am so there with you about the normal thing. I mean, I think everybody has certain issues. I mean, the first thing interesting, because I love to act, which I haven't done a lot lately because I enjoy teaching so much more at this moment in my life, and I also love putting together this documentary, which will probably be out in year 3000. But no, it's a couple of years. But the thing is with, see, my brain, the thing that when you first said about, oh, would you like to be in it? And I went, yes. And part of me goes, oh my God, the lines, memorizing the
Oh,
lines. So, I mean, that's one of my issues. I mean, I love to do improvise, and I love to do a script because emotionally I've gotten through to that point where I can just flow with it.
that's awesome.
As long as the lines don't get in my way. That's a thing that, and I could teach it to others too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm much better at teaching than I am at doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, why?
but I know that my things work,
Yeah.
you know, because I have tried them. But yeah, I mean that's like the gist of what I teach really is memorize your emotional script,
Mm.
memorize all of your intentions, and the words will follow.
Oh,
And make sure that you have those intentions really clear when you do your homework. And I know homework's a really icky word, but I think it's so important. I think that spending some time with your own emotions, especially if you have to do what we call substitution, because let's say your character has killed somebody, and you you don't know what that's like,
yes.
as hopefully you haven't done that.
Right.
Hopefully.
And don't. Only
But
in the movie.
maybe you've done something similar. Maybe you've done something that gives you the same feelings that the character has, be it guilt or accomplishment or whatever. And when you're doing your homework, you're rehearsing your lines with that emotion. And the ideal thing is to have that emotion drive you to the lines so that nothing else could come out of your mouth. And if ever anybody doesn't remember their line and they can't come up with something that makes sense, then I know they're not really in the scene. They may be acting real good, but you don't really know what you're saying if you can't come up with something to save the scene.
Yeah, to really know what you're saying. And like you said, I love how I mean, that's such a brilliant message to emotionally, if you know emotionally what's going on, and then you flow with the emotion, it'll come.
Yeah, yeah, and let the other actors' lines, let them be the cues that trigger the emotions, because then the lines will follow. I have a video of this guy who memorized the words, but so he spits the words out in the scene, but they're in the wrong order. So the meaning is completely changed. So he can't really know what he's saying.
Right.
And he got hung up on the words. And there are some playwrights and people that will, make sure that you memorize everything, word for word. And there are word memorizing tricks that you can do.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like really, really get that emotional script, that feeling script in your head first.
And what I love too is when you get that and then you allow it to happen in the moment, you might be surprised by a few of those emotions or a lot of them that come out because you are in the moment.
Exactly. And even like if you're doing your homework and say you're remembering something that happened when you were 5.
Yeah.
If you have, when you do that, not only do your lines come back to you, but maybe a little glimmer of that, maybe a picture, like a postage stamp size picture comes into your head and it triggers an emotion. And you might find yourself like Dee Wallace. who walked out of the scene
Yeah.
because that's what her emotions told her to do.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Right. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Uh, I have to say I wore this shirt just because it reminded me of the 70s, even though
It's
it's
so Mike Brady. Now, but you got to have checkered pants to go
well, I
with it.
don't have checkered pants. I have underwear.
I love it.
I have Zoom pants.
That's right. I love all these like news anchors and stuff that are wearing their suits. You know, they're going commando underneath the suits.
Right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, you always imagine what people are wearing.
Yeah, especially when you want to not be scared of them. That's a Brady Bunch lesson, which I find myself telling students. I get students that have their first audition. I'm like, well, imagine everybody's in their underwear or even on the toilet, because you know they do that. They
Yeah.
really do that. And if you think about that, they won't be so menacing and, you know, up on their pedestal.
Right.
Because that was another thing Dee talked about, which is, I loved what she said. She said she'll take her students and put them up for parts in films that she's in. And she said every single one of them bombed.
Oh, I know it. What? Really? All of them? I know.
And she said because they got to the audition and they forgot that they knew what to do. And I had like probably my best student. She's a special favorite of mine. I know I tend to do that. But she called me. She had gotten signed and she had an audition. This is a girl that during showcases, she'd get up on that stage and her command of the stage was almost scary. And she had the audience in the palm of her hands. And she calls me up at like her first audition. She's going, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm too scared. I really can't do this. But I thought I'd call you first. I'm going to drive home. I'm like, no, don't. Like, you've got to remember who you are.
Yeah.
You're the girl that steals the showcase. You are that girl. And don't think about them. Think about everything that you think of when you're on stage. Think about, let the role get so absorbed in that role. Sometimes if you're really scared, that can give you the subconscious desire to hide in that role and to be that other person. Let that work for you. And I think she did, but she got through it. The main thing was that she went in to the audition. You can't let the fear monster win.
No. And, you know, I think too, I was going back to what you said about, you know, the homework is like, you know, I think too, with me, certain things like homework or memorizing, for me, it is, you have to shift your whole outlook and look at it, you know, look at it in a positive way, or look at it as, wait a minute, I could see the positive side, you know, like the glass is half empty or half full.
Yeah.
So you look at whatever you're either fearful of or whatever that is and go through it. And by doing that, I mean, I have to say, I had trouble swallowing pills, actual physical pills, until age 35. I'm only 28, so I don't know that. But
isn't that weird how that works?
I know. But I finally, thanks to my therapist, said you're not going to choke. And I learned, and also lately too, I just relax and it goes with it. And now I got through that fear. I mean, there are those little fears, and then those are other bigger fears, but you can get through them and change your outlook.
Well, they say we can program our brains. And even when you're doing a scene, it's a lot like programming. You're programming what you're going to be doing. But technically, we can program ourselves to enjoy waking up and taking a cold shower first thing in the morning. Technically, we can do that. We don't do that because it would take a great deal of effort. But, if you put your mind to it, there's kind of nothing you can't do, really.
It's true. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting.
Maybe you can't fly.
Well,
but
in your mind. Or an airplane.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. But you can, and doing the homework really is programming your brain so that those other lines and those other things that happen in the scene cue what you're feeling. And I gotta tell you, I teach kids, but somebody will actually go home and do their homework. I can always tell. I can always tell, because then when they come back in, there's something that they do on stage that's them. It's theirs. Now there's something organic. It's one of those words we toss around, but it's true. It's something that naturally happens. I'll go, "You did homework." I'll go, "Uh-huh." And I'm always right. Except that one time that I thought it was wrong, but it turned out I was right. But you can tell. You can always tell.
You have an amazing smile, by the way. I just want to
thank you.
I was looking at it, before I was just looking online at the IMDb just to, refresh myself, and which everybody should do. I'm going to mention this in a couple of the classes. After you watch the interview, look on IMDb and look at different places. And do you have a website, or do you have about your classes?
Not anymore. I was too lazy. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose I should do that. I got back on social media just because of the HGTV show.
Right.
But I wasn't even doing that.
You still do that, right?
I do now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm there. I don't do a whole lot of posting.
Do you still do your radio show?
No, that whole radio in general has changed a lot. Frank and I had moved to KABC, and it's become like a pay-to-play type of thing. And geez, I mean, one of the best jobs I ever had was at KLSX, doing a radio show with Ken Ober. We used to follow Howard Stern, and we never knew until we got into the station. We didn't know how long the show was going to be, and our longest show was 5 hours, and our shortest show was a half hour. It all depended on how long Howard went. But so, doing radio for fun is fun for a while.
For a while, and then,
yeah. So we just when it became pay to play, we just kind of went.
And
we'll find something else.
You found something else, and you're living your joy right now, doing these classes and.
Yeah. I think like I say, when you have a job, it's not real lucrative, but when you have a job that you take on because it's a creative challenge. And I mean, to me, I'm gaining so much from having to deal with the circumstances that just come along. The little things like on one production, 2 girls wanted to sing the theme to Lemony Snicket's that show, that wonderful show. And so they did it a cappella. And then I had gotten this soundtrack, and it had the instruments separated, and the cello was on its own. And I put it behind the song. I was like, oh my gosh, this works. Okay, we're doing that. And the girls sound so good.
Oh my God, I love
Little
it.
things like that, or like having too many students. I had 14 students in a camp, and so we did a TV show with commercials so that everybody would have a part. But 14 principal characters is too many to keep track of. And we wanted to do something in black and white, and that was, like, you might have seen it, that did a parody of the Twilight Zone.
Oh, how
And
fun.
one little boy, and I loved him so much. I was like, oh, I'll give you anything you want. He wanted his name to be Sewage.
Sewage?
Sewage, yeah. I guess that was a new word that he had learned, and he really liked it.
Yeah.
So the premise was that he was a ghost that was haunting the toilet.
Right.
And because he had been teased and bullied for having the last name of Sewage.
Sewage. I love
Yes.
that. My word, I want to be plethora.
Plethora, okay.
Plethora.
I like Asweepe.
Sweet pay.
Asweepe. Like, no, that's how you pronounce my name. Asweepe.
Sweet pay. Thank you for coming and visiting us at Meet the Biz, Performing Arts Studio West, and
Thank you. It's always fun. I love you.
well,
and I love what you do, and I love your students, and it's really fun.
well,
And I think acting is good for everybody, whether you want to be an actor or not. I tell parents, your kid will start ordering in a restaurant with more confidence.
I love it. I love it.
You know what you want.
Yeah, know what you want. All right. Well, I will see you hopefully soon.
Yeah. Mwah.
Mwah.
Take care. Stay well.
Yes, you too. Okay, yes.
These are my most rare and valuable earrings. I made them.
Oh,
Genuine toilet paper. I could get mugged for these.
you actually made those?
Yeah.
And they're real
I have
toilet
several
paper?
styles too. Yeah, real toilet paper.
You know what?
I've used things to, toughen it up.
When did you make those?
The very beginning. The first time I went to the store and they were out of toilet paper. And then immediately I saw that somebody else had made them on Facebook, like using little seed beads. And those were very brilliant too. But I went to my friend Cherie Curry's house wearing mine. The first ones I made out of Fimo clay. And then I thought, no, these don't look real enough. I need to use real potty paper.
I think you should.
I made a bunch of them, and all the librarians at the Stevenson Ranch Library have them now, but nobody's working anymore.
Yeah, well, you know what to get as a Christmas present now. Toilet paper earrings. So if you ever need
I'm also finding some very creative masks.
Oh yeah.
And you can actually put your own design on a mask. I may be doing something with that. I'm just hoping that we can get past this as quick as possible. But
oh, from your lips to the universe's ears.
Yeah.
No. All right. Don't use all your toilet paper.
Okay.
Have fun sitting. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.